What's going on, everyone? It is your boy right here, folks. MMA Reloaded. We are live and direct, man, for another episode of MMA Reloaded. Real talk. You know what time it is, man. It's the realest show. It's a real deal show with a real deal shit. Yeah. And you know what, folks? Tonight I will be, or today, folks, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon in the UK, yo. So today, folks, I'll be joined by a guy who's really made such a huge impact in the PFL 2021 season. From coming in originally as an alternate to now, in August, he'll be competing in the playoffs after defeating none other than Showtime Anthony Pettis to do it. So, folks, that man, of course, is Brazilian born, now fighting out of ATT in Florida. Raush, Manfio, yeah, folks. And that will be a pleasure to speak to him. I know you got a lot to say, folks. We did go live and direct yesterday, but due to personal circumstances, Raush, Manfio, and I had to cut it short. Now, folks, today it will start fresh, from question one all the way to, wherever the hell wherever we decide to stop, you know what I'm saying? So I hope you enjoy it, folks. Thank you so much if you're tuning in live. Thank you so much if if you want to watch it tomorrow when it's fully uploaded. That's cool with me, man. Just make sure you have them snacks ready when you do it. So folks, I want to start off first, before we get to last night's UFC 264. I want to start off with Cage Steel and Almighty Fight Championships, two of the premier regional promotions which run and base out of the Midlands and Yorkshire. Folks, Cage Steel 26, of course, yours truly will be live and direct there, August 21st. So I hope you guys tune in, man, to that one. You can buy your tickets if you click the link in my biography, in the biography profile, folks, on Instagram of mine, at MMA Reloaded. You'll be able to buy your tickets there, man. £35 general admission. You know what, yeah, and the same with Almighty Fighting Championship, folks. I'll be there in September. There's 5 events even going on this year, folks, from Almighty. Of course, their president owner, Ray Thompson, a very good friend of mine, and I will be pleasured to sit with some of the competitors fighting at Almighty Fighting Championships. So and Cage Steel as well, folks. Of course, it's been a pleasure to work with Cage Steel. Middle of 2020 till now. So it's been a very thrilling ride for myself as MMA Reloaded to have the opportunity to sit with these young standouts, these young prospects, and find out what actually makes them tick. You know what I'm saying? It's so interesting, folks. There's a whole other life of MMA outside of the fighters we know, on the big stages, you know what I'm saying? And this is what these regional promotions are here for, man. But today, folks, Raush Manfio is not a regional guy. He's been there, he's done it, he was on the regionals at Titan FC. He competed on the Brazilian regional circuit. And, trained with Team Nogueira, as he mentioned yesterday. We'll get him to just explain it again for us folks today, of course, being a fresh start with Raush Manfio. There is that benefit to competing on the regionals, you know what I'm saying? You can't really just diversify the, regionals. Oh, this is based in the Midlands, this is based out of Yorkshire, this is based here, there, everywhere. I'm just finding fighters from these areas to compete. Nah. Regional promotions take place, in one city, one area, but they find fighters from all around the region, all around the country, all around the city to come and compete. You know what I'm saying? So folks, Cage Steel and Almighty are two of the best examples of that here in the UK, for fighters to go into Cage Warriors and then finally into the UFC or PFL. So folks, or Bellator, So folks, that is why it's such a pleasure for me to sit with these young fighters at Cage Steel and Almighty Fighting Championships. You already saw the episode with Jack Atherton and Conor Halliday, folks, out of the Unit MMA, and Jack will be at the first event in Almighty UFC, folks, August the 7th. He will be competing. That young man is an absolute stud, man. Only 17, and he's got such maturity to him, you know. And I found that, of course, when I started talking with standouts like Jack, you know, for K Steel 25, is that you find out these kids are so mature. They're not kids, they're men, they're women, they're grown up, you know. They're so mature for their ages that, you know, and you kind of see they have such respect for their coaches, for their teachers, you know what I'm saying? So folks, that's why it's such a pleasure to me, you know. So folks, we will be doing the particulars with Raush Manfio, and if I have time between from when we do the particulars to when we kick off, I will go through UFC 264 because I know y'all want to hear that one. So stay tuned, yeah. I'm not going anywhere. Keep a video on. Keep it. Going on, everyone? Yeah, we had to do the particulars with Raush Manfio, the PFL 2021 standout, who is will be joining me, folks, for third time's a charm, I guess. But folks, UFC 264 last night. Yeah, the hashtags, the posts, the Instagram, Twitter's gone nuts for Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier. So folks, if you just sort of if you're a real fan and you love to sort of slow things down in a fight, leading up to finishes like that, and you want to see how it happened, yeah, I think that'll be a good idea for any fan, really, man. Because most fans that have all their opinions how Conor McGregor fucking got fucked up and all. He did. Conor McGregor was losing that first round. All right, folks. He was getting pieced up. He had a good start with the leg kicks and counteracting the leg kicks, counter striking. But Dustin Poirier had the more significant offense. Yeah, the majority of the round, Dustin Poirier was on him, piecing him up, lovely. Yeah, those hands are sweet. He even got a takedown in. So, where Conor McGregor fucked up, where he broke his ankle, yeah. So he's faked the two jabs, right? So he's leaning in with his left hand. When he leans in, he lifts his foot off the ground. So he's not leaning in with both feet. He sort of jumps into that left, yeah. And so what happened was when he puts his weight back on his left foot, yeah, his left leg, his ankle goes from under him, so he doesn't really keep his equilibrium, his balance, on his landing when he pulls his punches back. So his ankle sort of gave out into him. So when Conor McGregor sort of did that, he reaches. You know what I'm saying? He reaches you, yeah. And he hopped in. He jumped into this left hand. And when he jumped in, he leaned in so far, he lifted his left leg off the mat for a millisecond. And when he put it back, and when he tried to get his footing back, he couldn't get the footing back. The ankle went out on Conor McGregor because he struggled to find stability in his footwork, in his equilibrium. So it's not Dustin's fault, even though Dustin was landing leg kicks. It wasn't because of the leg kicks, if that's what people are thinking the first time. It is because Conor McGregor could not keep the equilibrium in his footwork, in his stance, after throwing that left hand, and his ankle just gave out under him. It's one of those things, folks, that even in a trilogy fight like this, like, which was so expected to and so anticipated to go the distance, or Connor's going to win in the first 2 rounds, Dustin's going to win in the first 3, Dustin's going to submit, and you never know, yeah. But with the sport like this, with Conor McGregor, I think leading up to this fight, he tried to act like old Conor McGregor, yeah. So he tried to be big. I didn't like it. Nobody liked it. Yeah, even Joe Rogan, Daniel Cormier, they were even talking about how Conor McGregor at the weigh-ins and press conference tried to act like the old Conor McGregor. And we were saying, and even I had the same opinion. I was like, bro, if McGregor was on like a 4 or 5 fight win streak, yeah, he's been returning, kicking ass, taking names, then yeah, you act like the old McGregor, yeah, at press conferences, weigh-ins, because you deserved it. But no, that's not the case. He's won 1 fight in 5 years. Bro, like this is not Conor McGregor anymore. This is not the Conor McGregor show. Anyone who started watching UFC because of Conor McGregor, you see, this is why just following one person, one fighter in the sport, yeah, and getting hooked on just that one fighter, that's why that's not the greatest option, bro. Yeah, that's why it's not the greatest idea, because you're only following that one guy. What if that exactly what happened to McGregor last night? What if that happens? Yeah, you're still going to be following? You're still going to be watching UFC, or are you still going to be watching MMA? Maybe not, because McGregor not fighting. That's been my point this whole time. That's why, if you're going to be a fan of mixed martial arts, you be a fan of mixed martial arts, not just the UFC. Yeah. So it sort of works two ways out. You know what I'm saying, folks? Yeah. So, folks, Raush Manfio will be joining us in 5 minutes. And also, there were so many standout performances here. First of all, Gilbert Burns looked good. He looked good inside the octagon. I knew he was going to use his wrestling and his grappling. I wasn't gonna, I knew he wasn't gonna deter from that, because that's his power. That's his strength. If you're gonna stand with Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, prepared to get pieced up, prepared to get, outgunned, out game planned, out strategy. And I think that's where it sort of happened, That's where it sort of happened when, you know what I'm saying? So Gilbert Burns, folks, defeats Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. What is next for Gilbert Burns? Do we have a Gilbert Burns versus Colby Covington matchup? Do we have Gilbert Burns versus Jorge Masvidal, maybe? Do we have Gilbert Burns versus Leon Edwards? Gilbert Burns versus Leon Edwards probably the best fight, because those are your top 2 contenders right now. Yeah, Gilbert Burns wants to get the rematch with Kamaru Usman, and Leon Edwards wants to come back into that, wants to get a title, that we all feel he does deserve. So it is that there's the dichotomy right there. Yeah, you got a guy wanting that rematch versus a guy who deserves a shot. But there's your fight right there. It's your top 2 contenders, You got Vicente Luque versus Michael Chiesa. If Michael Chiesa wins that, then you have to consider Michael Chiesa for a championship, for a bigger fight. Like if he beats Vicente Luque, consider him for Wonderboy, or consider him for Jorge Masvidal or Colby Covington. You gotta give, and then Jorge and Colby, there's your fight right there. Just those 2. You gotta put Jorge Masvidal versus Colby Covington next. If you don't, yeah, that is just a whack, That is just straight stupid. You have to put Colby Covington versus Jorge Masvidal. They're the only 2 welterweights logically who match up with each other. Yeah, Leon Edwards versus Gilbert Burns, and Jorge Masvidal versus Colby Covington. Chiesa versus Luque already. I would put Wonder Boy Thompson versus Rafael dos Anjos. Actually, no, dos Anjos not a welterweight anymore. My bad, yo. Well, that's actually a good point, actually. Who the hell? RDA, bro. RDA was the backup for Poirier versus McGregor, yeah? And McGregor and RDA went at it backstage. Then you had, this person, McGregor actually made it personal with RDA. He made it personal with Dustin Poirier, tried to get back to his mind games type shit. But I think now, because McGregor has been knocked out, he's been, he's not on the roll he once was. That's what really has just fucked. Has just, it didn't work. That mind game stuff, it didn't work for him. Other guys who stood out to me, on the prelims, of course, my brother, Jerome Rivera, didn't get his hand raised as fourth loss in a row. But, you don't really count his 4 losses. Look at who he's faced and look at in the time. When you look at his resume, look at the time gap between each fight. Yeah, it's that 1-2 months. Yeah, not even that, 2 weeks, 3 days, even between fights. Jerome took it as it came in the UFC. So Jerome made his debut in short notice against Tyson Nam. He came in on short notice again. Then he had the time to prepare for Francisco Figueiredo, which he did so well in that fight, man. He did so well against Figueiredo. Probably won the last 2 rounds. At the end of the second, he won the 3rd round. So, that was a good performance from Jerome. Then, what he had like 2 weeks notice after that to face off against Ode Osborne. He did that. He went up 20 pounds to featherweight. Then he goes, now, and he has, he goes now, yeah, and he has his first full real camp, right? He has his first full camp, goes into it with Zalgas Zumagulov, who's been there with some of the best. This guy has been there with some of the best. He's lost decisions. He has never been stopped as much, he's lost decisions. 2 decisions in the UFC to Amir Al-Bazi. I'm not sure who the other guy was, but he lost 2 decisions. But the guy, basically, Jerome Rivera, folks, started off so well. Yeah. He started off coming forward. He opened up with kicks, used his range properly. What happened was, when he had Zalgas against the fence and he had him hurt with a body kick, he landed 3-4 body kicks in concession. And he had Zalgas pressed up against the fence. He was going to move in. Zalgas tagged him, short left hand, and put Jerome down on his knees. And Jerome tried to take him down, which was not the greatest idea, but because of Zalgas's grappling and his wrestling skill, he was able to choke Jerome out. So, but you know what? After I told you that, folks, yeah, you're gonna change your opinion of Jerome Rivera. I would. Yeah, but if you're a fan who doesn't know who Jerome Rivera is and you just saw the fight last night, you're like, yo, and this guy doesn't even deserve to be in the UFC or whatever, you're wrong. He deserves to be in the UFC. You just need to give him opportunities like that, you see? He opened up so well in that fight. Anyone against a world-class fighter, yeah? And in days like this, in the MMA community, in the MMA world, you don't know when you're going to get caught, how you're going to get caught. So it's all about being cautious. Jerome was cautious. He was opening up, bam, 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 using his kicks, And I'm not just saying this because he's my boy, man, but it is sad. It's a sad pill to swallow. I was very impressed also with Brad Tavares. Brad Tavares came into this fight number 15 in the rankings against number 13 and Omari Akhmadov. There is no doubt in hell Brad Tavares is going to get that bigger shot. He looked great last night, man. His leg kicks were working overtime, slowed Akhmadov down. His fatigued in the second, 3rd round at Akhmadov. That led Brad Tavares to just work his hands, worked his combination so well. And, Brad Tavares took a magnificent fight, man, a magnificent decision. you know, and the other guy, folks, I want to acknowledge is my boy. Yeah, he was. I tried to tell everyone about this guy when he got offered the fight with Sean O'Malley, Chris Moutinho. You know, I tried to tell everyone that, look, bro, this is my guy. This is my guy, Chris Moutinho. Yeah, and this is what he can do. And against Sean O'Malley, this is what he's gonna do. Right? So it was one of those things that, you know, I just love that I'm so right about these things. Even though Chris lost, he pressed Sean O'Malley hard. He pressed Sean O'Malley hard. He landed some great combinations, pressing Sean against the cage. But with Sugar, bro, that his striking is so good. Like there is no one probably other than Israel Adesanya or Stephen Wonderboy Thompson who has that style of pure striking, bro. There is just that, just a beauty masterclass. If you want to watch it, yeah, and you want to watch pure striking, the four best strikers I will tell you right now, yeah, in MMA, in UFC, not just MMA, in UFC, yeah, Israel Adesanya, number one, yeah, number two, I have to put Sugar Sean O'Malley, Wonderboy Thompson, yeah, and who else? You got ooh, I was gonna say Jose Aldo, because Aldo is one of the best strikers in MMA history. Um, you know, you got so many great strikers out there, but there's that pure martial arts style, and that Sean O'Malley and Adesanya and Wonder Boy all embody. So that's what makes it so effective. That's what makes them so fun to watch. You know, is that physicality, is that style. You know what I'm saying? And Sean O'Malley put on a fight of the night show with Chris Moutinho. So, folks, we are just about ready in a few minutes to go live with Raush Manfio. Yeah, folks, if you didn't tune into yesterday's episode, I will start fresh today, man. Of course, it got cut short due to personal circumstances for both my my stream. I'll be honest, stream disconnected for me, and Raush had to, you know, of course, had family commitments. So, folks, today I hope and I aim to give you guys the best show possible. And it already has been a bloody good show. I mean, I've been breaking this down, man, for you guys, since I kicked off 20 minutes ago. So, you know, another guy who really impressed, another fighter who really impressed me last night. Let me think. Max Griffin, you know, Max Griffin really impressed it. Max Griffin really impressed me, bro. Against a legend like Condit, he came in very mature, very calm, and what he did to Condit was he pressed Carlos Condit so hard that Condit wasn't able to fight the way he normally fights. Time is distance, time is space, nothing. Max Griffin did not give him time to prepare or get out of the box with anything specific. Condit had to move forward with volume, with activity to press Max Griffin back. But he only had a few chances to do that. Griffin never gave him that opportunity. He pressed hard with his kicks. If he was at distance, he would throw his kicks. If he was on, in the pocket, he would throw his hands. He even took Condit down with this like little cross leg takedown. So his cross leg takedown. So what he did there was he had Condit shooted it and he shot him. Yeah, he crossed his right leg over his left, and he sort of took Condit down from there. So he sort of scooped him down. Yeah. So that was a real good. That was a great performance from Max Griffin. Great fight overall. Nico Price and Michelle Pereira. I was impressed with Nico Price in this one, yo. It didn't disappoint, honestly. You knew the action was going to be fast and furious. I think Nico tried to tire out Michelle for the entirety of the third round. At the end of the second, he knew he was getting tired, but Pereira props to him, even though Nico was pushing towards the end of the second, most of the third to try and, finish Michel Pereira off. Pereira did not fold under that pressure. He didn't let anyone know he was fatigued. He was landing knees when Nico was pushing. Pereira was landing knee after knee after knee in the clinch. Those are significant shots. You're landing right here, bro, to the body. Yeah, right there. And if you think that does not hurt, yeah, and he's just doing it to touch, boy, that you are so wrong, man. This guy, Michel Pereira, is an absolute beast. First, man, the backflip into full mount. Yo, who does that, man? Who does a backflip into full mount, yo? I don't know. Who does a backflip into full mount, man? To be fair, folks, it was a great fight. That was a great fight. No, no one was a loser in that one because of how much of a war it was, and how much I think Nico Price actually proved to the fans, and anyone who thought that he was just a brawler. He's not just a brawler, man. The guy is so smart when he comes to sort of his strategy, because that pressure pace strategy, the volume that he was throwing against the fence, and he knew when to throw heavy, he knew when to sort of, he was going with the flow at some stages as well. I would say the guy's coming back into form is Nico Price. We know how he is when he was on form. Back early on in his UFC career, a legit threat. So it's one of those things that you can't really put your finger on and say either guy deserves to lose. Neither guy deserves to lose that one, especially a guy like Nico Price, man. So, apart from that, folks, of course, Tai Tuivasa knocking out Greg Hardy, and Greg Hardy was in. You want to say in a conversation, in a bit of a compensation with Derek Lewis, folks, before this fight, and social media was going off with Derek Lewis throwing shots at Greg, and Greg throwing shots at Derek. And then UFC 265, but Derek Lewis will have a chance to prove that he is championship material against Cyril Gane, and that will be one of the biggest fights, I think, in the heavyweight division, because all right, cool, take the title out, yeah, use it as an eliminator for now, okay? So use it as an eliminator, yeah, for now. So Derek Lewis has a chance to end the undefeated streak of Cyril Gane. Derek Lewis has a chance to has a chance to make a statement, not only to all the haters to say he's not a championship material, but all of Stipe Miocic to Francis Ngannou, to every fan, yeah, that bro, this is for the interim belt. I'm coming for that shit straight up. That's all he needs to prove out there, man. So, folks, the UFC, man, the next two events are so interesting to watch, man. You got also the debut of Paddy Pimblett at, scheduled for UFC 265 or UFC 265 or 266 in September against Luigi Vanderimi. So, folks, that's gonna be one to watch. If you're a UK MMA fan, yeah, you would you're gonna know who Paddy Pimblett is. You're gonna know why he is so hyped up, why he's so anticipated to make his debut. So, folks, we're just gonna we'll be right back, folks. Here, hopefully we'll be right back, folks, with Raush Manfio, and we'll be back with episode 54 of MMA Reloaded Real Talk. Tune in, man. Stay tuned, folks. I'm not going nowhere. folks. Welcome back. So Raush Manfio is getting ready, folks, for episode 54 of MMA Reloaded Raw Talk. So, folks, I had to get the breakdown off my chest, man. So we're ready to kick off, man. Let's do this. Hey, Raush. Hey, man. What's that?
Try speak something.
Hey, Raush, can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, but it's very low. I don't know what is happening. Almost can't hear you.
Okay. Oh, jeez. How about now, man?
No, I think I need to put my phone on the speaker. Let's try now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, nice.
Hey, man, it's a technology rap, bro.
Yeah, was like I need to put on my ears, but with video. So now in the speaker.
Hey, Raush, bro, I want to thank you for coming back on, man. This is like we're gonna start fresh this time, man, bro. So no, man, no, thank you so much once again, man, for coming through. I know last time we got cut short, last couple of times. But yeah, man, for those fans who don't know who Raush Manfio is, PFL 2021, you came in, bro, as an alternate first. You came in as an alternate, man, and now in August you'll be competing in the playoffs for a chance to become the PFL lightweight champion, bro. So and you did that by defeating Anthony Pettis. Yeah, brother. So when you came into PFL, yeah, did you expect it to go this way, man?
Oh yes. When God gave me this opportunity to fighting, the first thing they told me in the show was like the Albin Mercier, the guy who I was replacing,
Yeah.
they told he got a serious injury. So I didn't expect he returned for the next round. So when they told me, oh, you're going to be alternate again after the first fight, I was like, what? Oh, okay. But I was like, no, I want to get in the show.
Yeah.
So, okay, I returned it. So I started as an alternate, but they told me, no, he got a serious injury. So we didn't expect he returned. So I was like, no, I am like this guy's not going to return. I don't going to be the alternate anymore. But we fighters, we always are ready to fight. And when I got in the show, I got in the show to be the champion. I was not trying I was 100% ready. I was I was helping in camps like of Edson Barboza, Thiago Moises, Natashu. I was helping these guys, so I know I was ready.
Yeah, man.
So it was just a matter to give me the opportunity. So this happened.
100%, bro. I mean, that's all it really took was that one opportunity for you to show what you can do, and that you did it against two very, very good guys in Joelton Lutherbach and Anthony Pace. And you were scheduled to fight Nathan Schultz as well, man. And I remember you put a video saying, he used to be my teammate. I used to train with him. Yeah. With fights like that, bro, where there's so much on the line in the PFL season, but you get matched up with a friend of yours like Nathan. Did you what were you thinking at that point, man?
Was a good and bad surprise at the same time.
Yeah.
Because good because I was back in the show, and really bad because it was with like a really good friend like Nathan is. He's the godfather of my first daughter.
Okay.
So we are really, really like brothers. So, but we know like when, if God put us to fight each other, any other fighter could like step out. And the fighter who stepped out in the show was his opponent. So we have 10 fighters and just his opponent. So something is out. Some things are like out of our control. And first I got sad, like, oh, I thought to not fight, but after put my mind in the place, I was like, no, we are fighters, and fighters need to fight. So this was good because I turned myself. I learned that day. I learned how to become a stronger. My mindset got stronger because I was like, why am I doing this? Why I'm fighting? Because when you need to fight a guy you don't know, it's just fun. But when you need to fight a guy like you love, like he's a brother, he, you know, gave me money to pay my rent more than a couple of times. So his success is my success too. So I was like in this situation. So
Yeah.
I was like, God, and I start, why I'm doing this? So I returned to my roots, and I remember why I decided to become a fighter. And after that day, I'm turn myself a lion because I think I can, I am a totally different Raush now.
Yeah.
So it was really good situation. It was really good. During that time, I didn't understood, but was very good moment for me when they canceled the fight and they postponed my fight and changed his schedule. So I know God's in control, and I learned a lot with that situation.
So I guess now, saying that and looking at Nathan as a brother and doing what he's done for you and you doing what you've done for him and being like family. Now that
Yeah.
you're in the playoffs and unfortunately he isn't. So are you fighting for both of you? Are you representing? Do you look at it as I'm going in there and I'm representing myself and I'm representing my
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I think I like Dragon Ball. I like Goku and Vegeta.
yeah.
We are like these guys, Goku and Vegeta. I wish we fight each other in the finals, but
Okay.
yeah, but if it's not possible, this happen more. So definitely, I gonna bring my heart and his heart together for the fight. So this is like something what motivated me, and I will do my best to be the champion this year.
So like the fusion, right, bro? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. um, I always brought it. We were talking yesterday about how it all started for you in Brazil, and we were talking about how you got started in Taekwondo and Muay Thai, and then Team Noguera, and I think that's where we got cut off. And what, I'm gonna come back to the fight where to Netan and PFL, but if I go back to where we left off yesterday and comparing how you trained in Brazil with Team Nogueira to now with American top team in Florida. And of course, it's not too far away from home because you have Brazilians at American top team who do
Mhm.
train as well.
Many. We're supposed to be Brazilian top team. Has more Brazilians than America.
So would you say? So I think like we were saying yesterday, what would you say then are the main differences, or how would you compare competing in Brazil to competing
I
here?
spoke. It's funny because I spoke about this yesterday in another podcast,
Okay.
and the guys asked me this exactly same question, and I will answer it with the exactly same way. And it's like imagine a soccer player who's playing in Brazil. We have great teams there. They receive a good salary. It's all good. Has no problem at all. You can live very well there. But imagine when this soccer player in Brazil go to Europe and start to play in Barcelona or Real Madrid or Manchester City. You know, he was good in Brazil, but the Europe is like the highest level. So this is the difference when I was training in Brazil and I was training American top team. The structure is top in the world. The coaches, like in Brazil, I have 5 or 6 really good coaches. Here I have like the 20 coaches, the best coaches in the world. So to be honestly, here we don't have the financial problem we used to have in Brazil, because here the guy who owns American Top Team, he has no money problems at all, Don Lambert, and he's a great guy, very humble. And as far I know, his dream was to have the biggest MMA team in the world. Yeah. So he got it. He just doing this for love. The price he get from us for our purse is like symbolic. Any other place at least charge us like the double. So we have the big structure. If I want to move to American Top Team, a fighter's house, I can. They have everything we need. So, and they charge less. So it's ridiculous good. It's like a dream come true to train with these guys. And many different fighters come to make their camp here. So the knowledge we have together with these guys, new guys coming to train, make the team always better, you know? Iron sharps iron. So
100%. And I guess what does that do for you mentally, man? I mean, to go into be a part of a gym like that. Yeah, but where American top team where it's so star-studded, so diverse, with the competitors, with the fighters that you have there, and even having Brazilians there for you, man, so you feel like you're back at home. That what does that do for you mentally and your focus, man? Does it benefit you?
No. Repeat your question. Resume for me, just for I understand. It's too early here. Give me a second chance.
So I don't know, man. Just to put it simply, boys, is being at American Top Team, I like to talk about how the gym environment helps the fighter, prepare, because you have these guys who benefit more being a part of small gym and small group, and then you have guys like who like to be a part of bigger groups and have guys come in and be a part of things like King's MMA or ATT or Jackson Wink, whatever.
Okay.
And,
Now I got it. For me, this is really good. I like it. Of course, well, the fact I'm training the whole year at American Top Team, I live near the gym, so this is an advantage I have, because if you stay 100% of the year in the gym training, you evolve more than the guys who just come to make camps. So of course, inside the gym is impossible. You not have your small group inside the gym too, because you need to grow. So usually I train with Edson Barbosa, Thiago Moisés, Nata Schultz, Renato Moicano. We try stay with this group, and we help everybody, but we grow up as a little group with these guys, because we always are trained together. We know the game of each other, so we know how we can help each other. And the fact a lot of guys came inside the gym, and with different types of knowledge make us better. I have no problem at all.
Yeah. And do you think that's do you think that sort of gives you puts you on your toes, keeps you on your toes when you have new guys come in? They're like, and you're like, okay, why is he coming into my gym, bro, man, and trying to spar with me? I need to show him. Is there like a
I
competitive?
think this used to happen in Rio. In Chinogueira, this happen a lot.
Yeah.
But right now, we are so, we have this high level. So we just help each other. If I see a new guy coming in the gym,
Yeah.
and he's just crazy, he wanna train and show himself, I'm not gonna train with this guy because I can hurt myself to prove a point.
Definitely.
I am beyond this level right now.
Yeah.
So this was at the beginning. The beginning, this happens a lot. So this we need to test ourselves at the beginning. But right now, no, we need to be very professionals and do what is the best for us. So I think these don't happen anymore with me.
So would you say, like in that regard, then Holsh, that MMA is a team sport to just like a certain extent?
Uh-huh.
Would you say MMA has that sort of team sport, type feel to it?
Yeah, like MMA looks like an individual sport, but it's not. Because if you have no team behind us to support us and give us the knowledge, even the courage we need to be inside the cage to fight very well, we not would be like 20% what we show in our performance at the night of show. So yeah, I totally think the sport is a teamwork. So if I don't have like my nutritionist, my physiotherapist, my conditional coach, and my martial coach aligned working together, this is not gonna happen like I dream to happen. I it's like a F1 car.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need everybody work together. I am the pilot, but everybody work together in that car.
Love it. Yeah.
So it's like every piece counts, every detail. This is like a professional fighter, you
I,
know?
I love that, bro. I love that. I love that analysis, bro. It's like an F1 car, man. You need everyone working together.
Yeah, exactly. It's a teamwork.
That's it, man. That's it, bro. And I guess that's really what it takes, because people think that people get their mind that I'm just here for me, and they start moving gym and moving gym and moving gym and moving gym, and that can lead to some fighters becoming uncomfortable. But I guess having the team environment, having the environment like ATT where you have your groups
Mhm.
there that you can train with, bro. Mentally, yeah, Hosh, and going into fights, does that make you feel 100 times better, bro? Like, does that make you feel confident and comfortable when you go into fights? So there's no pressure, you know.
Yes, I don't know about no pressure, but I feel better for sure. You have the whole team supporting you. You feel more confident for sure. But the pressure is always there. Doesn't matter if you are coming from a small gene or if you come from American top team, the pressure is always there. But it's definitely is better when you come from American top team.
Yeah, nah, but it could be, I mean, bigger gym, and maybe the trade. It's all about the fighter, though, right? It's about the fighter himself or herself, right? And how
Yeah,
your mind works, and
yeah.
yeah,
I think the most important point to be part of a big team is like you probably train with better guys than you're gonna fight.
yeah,
So like I training at the gym with Poirier and Edson Barboza. These guys are already fought Anthony Pettis. So I asked him advice. So maybe in a small gym, I having no opportunity like that to talk with these great fighters to what you think I need to do, to beat these guys. So I have like the better opinion I could have because these guys already fought them. And like it happened yesterday night, Dustin Poirier. I wish I could write this before this happened because I spoke with Dustin Poirier 2 weeks ago, and he told about it. I think Conor McGregor is gonna try kick my leg, so I'm ready to check. So he was expecting that, and in my mind I thought like, man, if McGregor kick like uh the wrong way, he gonna break his leg. And this was in my mind, but I didn't wrote. I was like, and that happened. I was like, oh my god, I want to. I wish I could write this like before this happened because I was really thinking about that because the calf kick is dangerous for the guy who received the kick, but it's also dangerous for the guy who threw the kick. So have the whole you need to learn when you need to use this kick. So and unfortunately it was sad ending, but I knew it. Dusty yesterday would be the victor of the night.
I knew it too, man. I knew it too because bro, Raush before I get into it is technically, if you break down the finish, of last night, now both guys were going for shots, Dustin was going for the left hand, Conor going for a left hand, and what I saw was Conor couldn't find his foot under him when he threw his shot, So the way he throws is I don't think it's too conventional because he reached too much.
Yeah.
He reached too much. So when you go to pull the punch back, you can't. It's hard to find your balance. And I think that's where he made a mistake.
Yeah, probably. But I think even after the takedown, he received too much hits with the elbow, really hard hits. So every hit counts, especially with the elbows. So I was like, man, when I thought like when he returns from the second round, he's gonna be exhausted, and he couldn't return because the injury, of course. But I think even I don't know if they're gonna make a fight number 4. I think both guys like it. Because there's a lot of money, especially now Dustin, because he's 2-1 now in the trilogy. But I think if they make it, Dustin's gonna beat him again. Because if you don't accept your mistakes and change your game, your fight style, you're gonna lose again.
But I think, do you think it's now, better for Dustin to take a championship shot against Charles Oliveira?
I think this fight is more for Dustin again because I believe Dustin have a really good boxing and have hands, and he have a really good heart. He fights better when the fight is longest, so 5 rounds now for him is even better. And but Charles is better jiu-jitsu than him, so in the takedowns is a lot better for Charles. So gonna be a very interesting fight. But I think the fight is better for Dustin, to be honest. As a Brazilian, even as a Brazilian, I think this fight is better for Dustin.
It's interesting you bring up the jiu-jitsu because we've seen Dustin pull out some.
No, he's a really good jiu-jitsu, but Charles is another level jiu-jitsu,
He's magnificent. It's like poetry watching Charles work, And
exactly, like Anderson Silva strike was different.
That's it, man. It's like poetry, but when we come back to you, man, before PFL, you were at Titan. You were at Titan FC. You were a lightweight champion before you come to PFL. Well, and I guess what my question is, how much that prepared you because you faced really good guys, man. Yeah, really high level fighters at Titan. And do you think that how did that play for your confidence and preparation coming forward into PFL, man?
The Titan FC was my base as an international fighter. So I never been fought professionally in another country before. So I started fighting Titan, the knowledge, and was great because was you feel nervous when you came from a different country and is your first international fight, is another level. Sometimes I think the fighters in Brazil, the fights there was difficult than here, and other times not. We have high level there too, but the fact I'm fighting here was like new for me. So after my first two fights, thank God I won by knockout. I think no, okay, it's just another fight. So this make me more confident, and the process was very important for me to be fighting Titan. They are a great show. They have a great visibility. So it was the beginning for I understand how the fights work outside Brazil. So it was a very good school. And after my fight with Paris, my second best memory is when I win the Titan FC belt the very first time.
I was
So
gonna say,
I can remember the feeling in my heart. I was like in the in clowns. So it was really good for me. And it's my second favorite fight. And definitely was I got the championship belt. It was really special for me.
because there's like you said, in Brazil the level is so high as well that when a Brazilian fighter comes to the United States or fights globally, there's so much higher regard for him,
Mhm.
because people respect the skill and the level
Yeah.
of a Brazilian fighter. Look at Jose Aldo. Everyone
Yeah.
respects Jose Aldo because of what he done and how he done. So when you come into Titan, I think the same respect was put on you.
Exactly. And then my very first fight I did against a Cuban. So I think was good for both because it was not against an American that time. So I think I am from another country. He's too. So it's the same pressure.
Mm. And when you won the Titan belt, yeah, Hosh, how were you feeling, man? Were you like, okay, now, Hosh Manfio I've made it. Now I can stay, and now this is my time to move forward.
Yeah, I think the confidence change when you achieve something bigger than when you work hard for something.
Yeah,
My confidence changed. I think, man, I am the champion of this show. It's not the biggest show in the world, but it's a big show, and I won by knockout. So I can do this in the UFC or PFL or Bellator. Doesn't matter. I can repeat this in another show. I just keep in doing this work.
yeah.
So that's what changed in my heart. Like I was not like, oh no, now I am. No, I was like more no. Okay, we give a really good step, important step. So now we need to repeat the process, fix the mistakes, because I want to repeat this in the big organization.
Hmm. And with PFL, bro, how it's so different. The points are so different. The layout is so different.
Mhm.
How they do the regular. It's like the in soccer and football where you have the Premier League, bro. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Or you have it's just like that because you have standings, right? And
Mhm.
you have guys 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Uh-huh.
and but when you how were you feeling when you first knew that you were coming to PFL, knowing that holy shit, bro, it's so different. You know, what the hell am I, you know,
For the very first fight, they put us in 17 days mandatory quarantine in the hotel. So it was terrible. But the hotel was great. So it was like, I never been in the hotel nice like that before.
okay.
So they have the whole structure. They make like 12 training rooms, private. So you have the mat, you have the bicycle. All we need to make the good trainings. We have the whole workout gym. We couldn't, man, it was the structure was like really good structure. I never been in MMA a structure like that before. And after this quarantine, when the fight's getting, I think I was ready because the interviews during the week. So these make me feel more in my house, you know. So no, I really be part of the show. The interviewer was like Ken Florian, Rand Couture. So I was like, man, I am your fan.
Oh my
God. It was so cool, yeah. It was so cool. And I think they did this time of quarantine was bad because we couldn't train like we like it, but was good because I feel at home in that place. So the interviews, with the photo sessions, with the training sessions. So, and I have 2 baby daughters at home. So 17 days there was like a moment of peace, you know. So I couldn't focus. Yeah, I couldn't focus on my fight. Only was good. It was necessary, and I learned a lot. They make me feel at home.
I'm glad, man. I'm glad, man. It does a lot for you mentally, and it does a lot for you physically as well, man. Because you get to focus on of course your training and you know, but quarantine, bro, and you know, I guess the interviews sort of make you feel a lot better about quarantine, right? Because 17 days you're not doing nothing, you know. You're training, you know, in the hotel, and I guess the interview make you feel a lot better socially.
Yeah, because you couldn't talk with different persons, you know. We were in the front of the beach, but we couldn't go to in the sandy, you know. We couldn't take a shower in the ocean, so we just looking, take some sun, and return for the apartment. So it was like not a jail because it was really good. But imagine, it's not like a vacation because we couldn't eat because everybody was dieting. Damn. So it was a moment good for myself, good and a little bit alone, because even with my friends there, like Nathan, who's fought, and we brought a friend together because he need to train us because the coach couldn't be there with us just 3 days before the fight because it's too long. 17 days, they need help and other fighters in the gym. Crazy. So we brought this friend Giovanni with us, and he training with me, he trained with Nathan, he make pads, he was like everything we need to do, he did for us. So it was a good moment. It was very new for me, but I think was necessary to make me feel at home.
Yes, that experience now, now that you've had that experience once, you know, when you go back and have the experience again at the PFL hotel, you'll feel a lot better. You know, you'll feel like, okay, now, you know, I did this before. 17 days, I can do like that, you know.
Yeah.
But
and the second time I've been there, they put the time not 17 days, they put 12 days the second time. Okay. And I brought all the stuff I forget the first time. I brought like my Amazon Fire Stick to plug in the TV to can watch Netflix. So the second time was a lot easier. I brought everything. I know they don't have this in the hotel, so I need to now I bring with me. So it was better in the first. In the last time, the third time, was for only 4 days, so it was good, no problem at all. Just for the waiting cut, the
No,
regular cut.
that's nice. Nah, yeah, but in 4 days, 4 days is cool, man. You know, you already done 17, you done 12. You know, four must have been a lot better for you, man.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know, being in the being in PFL now, bro, being in the playoffs, you know, defeating Anthony Pettis, you know, doing all these podcasts, you know, but now Raush Manfio is becoming, you know, he's becoming a star now, bro. You know, everyone, the eyes are on you now, bro. You know, in PFL. How does that make you feel? You know, now that you went from an alternate, you know, and you know, introducing yourself on the big stage to now where, you know, you've beaten these guys, yeah, and you're in that stage now, yeah, where you could become PFL champion. You know, how does that make you feel, man?
Man, this right now I'm rotulated like the guy who beat Anthony Pettis. So one of my friends like, oh, you saw Raush fight? He beat Anthony Pettis. So it's a new moment of my life for sure. I'm living this moment. I'm enjoying, but it's just one more step. It's like and right now I need to focus in the next fight, and after this fight I need to focus in the next one, and after the next one, the next one. So until my career is over. So of course I enjoy a lot. I took the vacation 1 week after the fight with my family. So it was really good, you know, it was a really fun time. But I can't let these moments overcome my mind. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
Like this is like I work my whole life for. I can't be like, oh, what I did. No, I was ready to do that. It was not like something like supernatural. No, I really have been working really hard to do this my whole life. My whole life, I sacrificed too many stuffs. For one moment in my life, when I decide to become a professional, I need to choose like, or I go to college, or I go to Rio and try train with these professional guys, Anderson Silva, these guys. So it was a tough moment because it was like, you know, study and is always give you some like, it's more secure. And for otherwise, if I do not follow my dream, I will be unhappy. At least I need to try and try with all my heart. So I need to sacrifice. So thank God he he blessed me and opened the doors. It was really, really difficult. But I paid the price to live what I'm living right now. I really paid. So just the persons who know me know the process, how difficult it is, you know. This not came like from nothing. It's many, many years of sacrifice, many, many, many tears I cry. And thank God that right now I'm living the moment I asked God to live. But it's just another step. I think I did something great. It's the biggest fight of my career was against Pettis until now. But I need to focus in Clay Collar right now. I have no time to be, oh, I am the guy. No. It's the most important fight is always the next one. So
Man, you know what? I'm so glad that you are now where you are, you know, and I'm so glad that you have that mentality of, you know, bro, I'm gonna work, keep working, work, and
yeah.
that's what it's all about. Which is all about the commitment. It's all about dedication, you know. And yeah, if you win one big fight, you know, it's okay, it's good, you know, you celebrate, but then it's on to the next, you know, and then it's on to the next one after that, you know. And I'm so happy to hear that, you know, you're a guy who has been through rough patch. You've been through the time in Brazil, training with who you've trained with and how you've done it to now in the United States in American top team to work the way you've worked and become the fighter you have become. And I'm so happy to hear, man.
I appreciate it.
Well, man, and I wish you both. I can't really express into words, man, how how appreciative, how much respect I have for you now, man.
No, it's my pleasure, my honor. I love to share my testimony and tell my history. I really like to do that. And thank you for the interview.
Thank you. But I know it's early there, man. Now 8:30, 9 o'clock now. And thank you so much, man, for agreeing to come on the show, man. It's been a pleasure for me.
No, it's my pleasure. God bless you, bro.
Man, God bless you, man. Thank you, bro, and good luck.